following presentation of the National Football League. Receiver, number 18, Justin Jefferson.
On the Falcons sideline, their head coach, Raheem Morris. His team fell in their season opener a week ago, now hitting the road, looking for their first win. On the other sideline, it is the Vikings head coach, Kevin O'Connell. His guys also fell in the opener a week ago, so we've got a couple of teams here desperately wanting to avoid an 0-2 start.
Will Reichard to kick off for the Vikings.
The kicker, Will Reichard, has the ball on the tee. And off we go here on Sunday Night Primetime. Now, here comes a return from the 9. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Falcons come out there led by Michael Penix, the second-year quarterback out of Washington. Greg taking over late last year and winning the job as the Atlanta starting quarterback.
Going back and looking at last week's tape, just a little too up and down for my liking. It's hard to win consistently in the NFL, Mike, with your quarterback having good plays, bad plays, good weeks, bad weeks. You want to just level all of that out. Maybe you lose some of the highs, but you prevent some of the lows. And when he was good, he was really good. But when he was bad, those are the back-breaking plays that really are hard to overcome if you want to win consistently in this league.
With that, I want to give you a look at his numbers on the ground in last week's game.
At the 49-yard line.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, here is Penix. That's caught. Ray McLeod. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 10. And the Falcon first down.
On the give, it's Robinson. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. That's 13 more on that play, and quickly another first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground, and I'll tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around, so continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage, mix in the runs with the pass, and if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
13 yards the game, down to the 13-yard line.
13 yards. First down, Atlanta.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
There he goes again.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
On 2nd down, Penix. And he'll take it on in. Great London. Touchdown, Falcons.
Touchdown, Atlanta.
It's his 2nd touchdown of the year. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Makes the score Falcons 7, Vikings nothing.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. So the Vikings come out. Technically it is year 2 for J.J. McCarthy. But really it's year 1. Did not play at all in the regular season last year with the knee injury. The former Michigan Wolverine, the quarterback of the Vikings.
I love watching a player of any position come back after a bad game. I think it really just speaks to their mental toughness and their ability to grind, because the reality is, if you can only play well when things are going your way, you're not going to play very long in the NFL. So I am very interested to see, Mike, what sort of approach does this guy come into today's game with, saying, last week is over, I'm going to remain aggressive, I'm going to put my team on my back, and go out there and do whatever I have to do to get a win.
Just a yard on first down. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll fake the give, and now it's McCarthy. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
9 yards to go.
And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike, make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point. Does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
They get 10 yards out of the hook up there. First down, Minnesota.
10 yards. And the Vikings first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down. Here's Jones. He is met and dropped. A couple yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
All week long, they stress, Mike, that we have to get as many defenders to this ball carrier as possible. They know he's going to make some guys miss. He's going to be hard to get on the ground, but you can see the effect of rallying to the ball as it had here. They're able to take him down, and they're able to do it for a loss.
That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson. He needed 13, and that's exactly what he got. By the nose of the football, it's a first down.
That's good.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Divine Diablo. And the Falcons are going to get the football at their own 40.
Well, that's the fast start they talked about all week, Mike. You come out, you take the immediate lead with your opening drive. Your defense goes out there, they force a turnover early. All these plays allow you to just keep stacking momentum early in this ball game. This game is far from over, but anytime you get out to a start like this, it is a lot harder for your opponent to battle back.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
When you call a draw, Mike, what you're counting on is that the defense is in full pass mode. The linebackers in secondary are getting a lot of depth in their drops. The defensive line is just racing up the field thinking, I'm going to sack the quarterback. In this case, they're not so lucky. Not only do they not catch him off guard, they're not able to pick up any numbers.
Ray McLeod was the one he was looking for there. And it's going to be third down. Out of a shotgun, it's Penix. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Andrew Van Ginkel. He had a sack in the opener last week. He's got another one here.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. That's where the offense will take over.
First and 10.
The Vikings offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. You play a tight game and lose. It kind of changes the feeling coming into this week.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that called the rule? You don't want one loss to turn into two, one bad play to turn into two. The best teams in this league, Mike, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good, and there certainly was a lot of it, but can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today?
First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
On the handoff, Jones. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
They run it once more with Jones. He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
To the air on third down is McCarthy. He's got his tight end, Hawkinson. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line. That pass play good for 22. It'll be a Vikings first down.
15-yard line.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
They face second down and 7.
Brings up second down at the 12-yard line.
19, Tiger, 19.
They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
So the key to these off-tackle style run plays, Mike, is you can't allow penetration. You cannot allow the defenders to get in your backfield, because when they do, the play really has no chance and you end up going backwards.
There's Jefferson, and he will get into the end zone. Justin Jefferson, touchdown Minnesota.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back. Even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan, everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
McLeod on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down. To drop him for his first sack of the young season.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and third down. Coming up.
In a lot of offenses, Mike, these quick passes to the wide receivers really fall under the run category. Of course, they're going to go down as a forward pass, but To a lot of offensive coordinators in the league, it's a lot easier to pick up first and second down yardage on these quicks than it is to turn around and hand it off to your running back and count on blocking everybody. Really nice sequence of plays here defensively, not only to force the third and long, but then you really take away all of the quarterback's options downfield, left him with nothing really else to do but to just simply throw that one away.
The Vikings offense ready for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry by Jones. And you'll gain about 6 there as it's up past the 35-yard line.
37-yard line. It's a pickup of 6.
So, from 37, here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Jones. And he'll be close to a 1st down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker. They're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
They'll let the fullback try to push the pot. He's going to have a Vikings 1st down. They're able to convert, albeit not by much, but they get it on 3rd and a yard.
Good for a Vikings 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Now a handoff. Jones. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. A pickup there of 13. 1st down, Minnesota.
That's another Vikings 1st down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
Well, nothing doing here, and I think you can see pretty early on. Now, while he's trying to remain patient and see if a hole pops, it's just too slow of a developing play. He never gets into the teeth of the defense at all and ends up being taken down for a loss.
Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
From the shotgun, it's a throw for McCarthy. This pass, right side, is going to be caught by Allison. 11 yards on the pass there. It'll be a Vikings 1st down.
Vikings 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. Harris Evans on the scoreboard. More from the Twin Cities in a moment. Vikings football. We begin this second quarter as they've got it with 1st and 10. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
McCarthy gonna look to throw again. That one into the hands of Jefferson. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
To throw once more, here's McCarthy. Remember, he had a touchdown catch the last time they had football. Here, he's got a 1st down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes. There is a lot of room to operate.
Had to push through that one tackler, but he is wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. We'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Up the middle, here's Jones. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5. And here comes 3rd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and
McCarthy from the gun here on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. He was looking for T.J. Hawkinson on that one. And now it's 4th down.
Record on for the Vikings field goal. A 31-yard attempt.
Reichard's kick is good. And the Vikings
This is going to end up being considered a successful drive. I think obviously we would love to see them come out and convert and score a touchdown. At the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Falcons offense back onto the field for their next possession. So, Greg, let's pull back big picture and talk NFC South for a second, a division that you know so well. We've got teams that have been to the Super Bowl in the last 15 or so years out of this division. Yet people overlook it at times, and maybe they've overlooked how good Tampa's been the last 4 years, too.
Well, it's funny, Mike, you think it wasn't very long ago that the NFC South was the toughest division in football. I mean, you mentioned Super Bowl teams. Tampa Bay won one recently with Brady. And then Atlanta, they make a Super Bowl with Matt Ryan. And New Orleans, and obviously the success they had with Drew Brees. And Carolina, we played in a Super Bowl. I mean, this was a division you didn't want to play. Now, they've all fallen on their resets. New coaches, new quarterbacks. Tampa Bay has done the best job weathering and taking advantage of their rebuild and their next era in the midst of a down division. So, big reason they've won 4 in a row. Can Atlanta, can Carolina, New Orleans, can they catch up? Because right now, like you said, Tampa Bay has been the dominant team in this division.
Greg, you lived it, you know it. While these may not be the biggest markets in the league, the rivalries amongst these teams really elevates what you see when you watch the NFC South go head-to-head, too.
Yeah, and over the years, there's been some major games played between Hall of Fame quarterbacks in uniform for all these teams. So it has a lot more history and a lot more, kind of relevance than maybe it feels as of late. The markets are a little smaller. The teams have been down. They might not have the premier star players that they had in past generations. So they've got to continue to rebuild these rosters, continue to have these new coaches find their footing, and we might be a year or 2 away from the NFC South getting back to what it used to be.
Mooney in motion. They run over center with Robinson. And he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yard.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
On 2nd down, here's Penix. That's caught downfield by Robinson. And they're going to move this inside the 25-yard line.
34 yards. First down, Atlanta.
Off the play fake, here's the lefty Penix. Escaping to his left. That's a gain of 16 yards, and it sets up first and goal.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
This has been a great drive, and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one, thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have
good blocking, and he's in. Bijan Robinson, touchdown Atlanta.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Here's Coop for the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Falcons are on top. It's 14-10.
14. Vikings 10.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. Greg, the NFC North has become such a fun division over the last few years. Think of the geography and the legacy. It's always been, because of the proximity, a fun division with great rivalries. But with almost all the teams playing well, save the Bears over the last few years, it's almost heightened the awareness of how good the NFC North can be.
Yeah, I think going into the season, I'd make the argument it's the best division in football. And I think when the worst team, I know they were 5-12 with the Chicago Bears, but to me, there's a lot of wins built in there. Now they bring in Ben Johnson, continue to build around Caleb Williams. That feels like there's a lot more wins built into that 5-12 record if they just get themselves organized and get some pieces around Caleb Williams, and that's what they've done. So, yes, Detroit and Minnesota, Green Bay, they've clearly been the top 3 for the last couple years, but if Chicago and that roster, if that's your 4th best team in your division, man, I'll tell you what, those are going to be some really competitive division games this year.
And I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's the length of the franchises, but when these divisions go head-to-head, there always is a legacy feel that just is additive to the anticipation of those matchups.
Yeah, I mean, every one of these franchises has significant history for a lot of different reasons. They have Hall of Fame players, Hall of Fame coaches. Some of the most iconic individuals in the history of the league have played for these 4 organizations over the last 50-plus years. So there's so much into it, more than just the matchup on the field in that moment. And you can feel it with how much the fan bases rally behind their team.
On second down, here's McCarthy. A quick slap, hooked in by Moore. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
First down.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. That's exactly how it played out here. You can draw all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force 3rd down.
And 4.
To the air once more is McCarthy. And the defense just stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Well, that one's down the field, but it is incomplete. Try again. It's 2nd and 10. They run straight ahead with Jones. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now. Partially, it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage of the game.
They will easily pick up the first down. They've got 1st and goal coming up.
Let's add that to the list of great throws we've seen out of this quarterback here in the first half. We thought he might be in line to have a good game, especially against this style of defense, but let's be honest, Mike, he's been more than just good. He's been sensational.
A run with the fullback hand. He slowed up quickly as he gets this down to the 6.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
From the gun, here's McCarthy.
You could tell that this defense was ready for this exact play call. They know that they're going to give their quarterback a chance both through the air and on the ground with his legs. They do a nice job stopping him short of the goal line to force 4th down.
This has been quite the drive. 3 points would kind of feel like a letdown, so they're going to go for it here on 4th and goal. T.J. Hawkinson, touchdown, Vikings. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback. When things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
This one away. McLeod now to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's Bijan Robinson and the Falcon offense set for their next drive. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on 4th down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball from 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball for 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted in overtime to the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because it just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And you hear everyone say, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival. So you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten to stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush.
And he's in! Kyle Pitts! Touchdown, Falcons! What a job to finish the play with a touchdown. The catch and carry, and the carry part, Greg, that was the most impressive there.
Well, you said it, Mike. The catch was nice, but it's what can you do after the catch that really separates guys in this league. And in this case, he did plenty because it ended up in a touchdown.
On is Coop for the point after. It's up and through. And the Falcons move out in front by 4. It's 21-17. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Vikings offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
Yeah, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. And Cam Ward goes #1, and then obviously with Shador and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, I think you look at Ashton Jenkins. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back, under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Gentry's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Okay, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, the Heisman winner, Colorado, great play both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And the Falcons have come up with the recovery.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
Here's Bijan Robinson, and the Falcon offense set for... And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
After review of the play, the ruling on
so
the
that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. On the give, it's Jones. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. Clock will stop just under 30 seconds to go in this second quarter.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. To throw, it's McCarthy. Toward the middle, that's caught by Moore. And he's going to have a first down. They get into field goal range here at the 29.
That's good for a Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Looking to throw, McCarthy. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. The intended Justin Jefferson. And it'll bring up second down.
Second and 10.
Setting up to throw is McCarthy. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted.
And these are the throws that are really holding the offense back right now. Like, he just has to make better decisions because you're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over at this rate.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line. That's a gain of 19 and a very quick first down.
19 yards. First down, Atlanta.
Halftime coming up. We'll get you down to Scott Hansen and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thanks. No rest at the Break for a couple of, I'm so weary, defensive coordinators trying to figure out how to stop these offenses here in the second half. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in that landing zone, the ball only comes out to the 20-yard line. The Vikings offense and J.J. McCarthy getting set for their next possession. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground now with Jones. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup to the 24. Julian Blackman comes up from the safety spot to bring him down. Here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, it's McCarthy. To the right side, he's got Hawkinson, his tight end. 6 catches for him in the ball game now. This one's good for a 1st down.
That's good.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
A give to Jones, heading right. And he'll take this into the 43-yard. Hayden Ellis in on that stop.
Knocked down by Caden Ellis. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Play action now. It's McCarthy. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete. 3rd, they need 8.
He was defended by Julian Blackman.
Now McCarthy. A short one taken by Hawkinson. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
Gain of 14 yards. And the Vikings 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the 1st down.
And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15.
It's
a big play and a much-needed one as well. And even 30 yards.
1st and 10.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover. And plays like this just shows how special he can be. Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Throwing again is McCarthy. This one caught at the floor. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively. Now, decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down?
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the 1st down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down. It's always a little bit of you find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get through.
The defensive coordinators trying to do something to slow down these offenses. What a show they put on in the 1st half. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. Here's Bijan Robinson and the Falcon offense set for their next drive. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7 in all outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets. Rams and Jags We'll also play in London week 6 and 7. The Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, when I played for Carolina, it's a great experience. It's fun for the players, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this slate to continue to expand. There's so many fun international cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside of the U.S. in each regular season. And he'll be brought down, but what a run, down to the 40.
A gain of 22 yards. First down, Falcons.
On first down, right back to Robinson. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right past the line of scrimmage. Second and 10.
Up second and 10 at the Vikings 40-yard line.
From the gun, it's Penix. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Drake London was the intended receiver there. And it'll be third down.
And 10 yards to go.
From the gun, on third down, here's Penix. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Jonathan Allen. He gets there for the sack, setting up fourth down.
And it looked like that zone coverage had his head a little bit spinning there, Mike. I'm not sure he got a real clear picture of what the defense was giving him, and as a result, he holds the ball a little bit longer than he would have liked, and the defense is able to get home.
Justin Jefferson and this Vikings offense heading out for their next possession. And you see the numbers for him into this third quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open and electric throughout. They'll run. This is Jordan Mason. And that is really well read defensively. They get him down back at the 9-yard line.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll run. This is Mason. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back tosses. Now it's third down. Here's McCarthy. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that first down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up fourth down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
The Falcons offense ready to take over once again. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. A shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Robinson. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A pick up there of 19 yards. It's good for a Falcon first down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense. This back's been having his way all night long, Mike. Just a lot of room to operate. Great job by the offensive line all night long, but in this case, defense does their job. They're able to penetrate, get in the backfield, and take them down for a loss.
Now Penix to throw on second down. He'll get it inside the 20. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. So not quite first and goal. It's first and 10. They're pretty close. A handoff as they it falls out. And the Vikings have the takeaway.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
Justin Jefferson and this Vikings offense heading out for their next possession. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start first and 10. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And he's able to push through the tackles to pick up 6.
The tackle made.
They'll come up now for second down and 4.
Brings up second and 4.
A run. And here's Mason. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is first down.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Big run here. He's tackled beyond the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 21
So
yards.
first and 10 here now at the 38.
Vikings, first down.
They run it once more with Jones. And he'll work his way past the 40. He's tackled after a gain of 4.
The 42-yard line. A gain of 4. It's
From
now
the 42-yard
second and
line.
6.
Here's second and 6. Throwing now, it's McCarthy. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
To the air, on third down is McCarthy. Down the field, but it falls incomplete.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
It'll be a punt coming from the Vikings. He's on for the second time. They'll try to get something inside the 10. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Falcons offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. Their lead is just a point. They begin it on this drive with first and 10. He did not want to go down there. Carrying tacklers. It's a gain of 9. Second and inches.
It's second and inches.
Another run here for Robinson. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had third and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
Set to go now on first and 10. Mooney in motion. They'll go again with Robinson. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. A throw there on second down, going to be incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and Frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
On third down, Penix. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. Javon Hargrave. He's in to drop him for a sack, and that will bring up fourth down.
These pass rushers, they love these situations where they can just pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. They knew they had a chance to put an end to this drive, and they didn't let it go to waste.
The Falcons getting their punter out there. He's on to punt it for the fourth time tonight. He cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Vikings offense getting set to get back to work. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. From the 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. Off the bootleg, it's McCarthy. His pass, right side, going to be caught by Addison. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
This is Jones. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. It's a gain of 10 yards. First down, Minnesota.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset, but as always, there's the exception to every rule.
This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain. Second and 11. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this third quarter of play. So, 3 quarters now in the books. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. Big play coming up. This is third down. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a third and very reasonable. Incomplete on that third down try. Now brings up fourth and short.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Falcons offense headed back to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Plant. It's Penix. Now he'll swing it out to his fullback. And good yardage there after the catch. He'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Slot man going to move in motion left. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the
pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. Jonathan Grenard. He's in there to drop him, and it leads to 4th down.
In this defense, they just continue to put in a great night's work. I mean, Mike, you think whether it's been blitz schemes, stunts, whatever you name it, this offensive line has had its hands full. They have allowed their quarterback to be hit way too many times.
And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Vikings offense and J.J. McCarthy getting set for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And all you can do at this point, Mike, is just really marvel at how well he's been able to run the ball. And throughout the course of the game, they've certainly not been shy in giving it to him. And I think he's held up his side of the bargain.
He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. They'll let the fullback try to push the punt. He's going to have a Vikings 1st down. They are able to move the sticks. It's a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches.
That's good for a Vikings 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
I really like this play call here, Mike, on 3rd down. Yes, it is the 4th quarter, but you've got plenty of time remaining. So keep running your offense, stay with what's worked, and they keep it on the ground and pick up a 1st down.
And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Now timeout for an injured player. It's Justin Jefferson, a man they cannot afford to lose. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Ball on the 35. Here comes a 2nd and 5. To throw is McCarthy. To the outside, it's looked in by Addison. And it'll be a short pickup, and that's not enough for the 1st down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Here we go. 3rd and a yard. Try and run for the 1st down with Jones. Hey, he's going to be close. Going to depend on the spot, but that looks a little short. It is short, and now it's 4th down.
Well, that 3rd down stop sets up a big conversation on this sideline of the offense, Mike. You find yourself in 4th and short.
but you're trailing. I think at this stage here in the fourth quarter, I got to send my kicking unit on, take the lead, and hopefully my defense can continue to get stops. This has been such a tight game.
Kicker is back out there to send this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. Try again. It's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play.
Pitts is the man in motion.
At the 26-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's a run with Robinson. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing it and dropping him for a loss.
Back at the 22-yard line.
We don't give these big guys enough credit, Mike, just how fast these defensive tackles really are. Here he uses his speed to break through, take the back down for a loss.
Now Penix on 3rd and long. Taking the deep shot here with Robinson. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. Justin Jefferson and this Vikings offense heading out for their next possession. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been unquestionable. The star of the show, as they have just absolutely had no answer on the defensive side of the ball. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. There's Pat Man again. Another catch. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. 16 yards. His 8th reception of the game. And good for a 1st down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out. And this is where the timing of these passing games, you see guys, they call it routes on air, Mike. During the course of the week, there's no defense, nobody playing on coverage, but it's the timing. It's be on time, get your depth, be where the quarterback expects you to be, because then when the game starts, things get sped up just a little bit more for the quarterback. And in this case, it's a perfect example. He's open, he tries to lead his guy, just puts a little too much in front of him. These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield. You stick that foot in the ground. Work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down. At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
On second down, here's McCarthy. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
They nearly connected on the big play downfield, but he's not quite able to hold on to that ball through the contact. You can chalk that one up as a win defensively.
McCarthy from the gun here on third down. He was going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short. And now it's fourth down.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on fourth down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a fourth and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot on this one. And this is what you want. Clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They take on three and extend their lead.
McLeod now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Falcons offense ready to get back to work. They'll start out first down and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that first down. From the 35, here's second and 1. They'll run with Robinson. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Now the offensive coordinator's got a decision on his hand, Mike. It was second and 1. He decides to go with a conservative run. Gets stopped for no gain. He's in the exact same position now on third down. Does he try to change it up, or does he just turn around and hand it off again?
And he's going to have a Falcons first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on third and inches.
I don't want to take anything away from the quarterback here, Mike. He did a nice job picking up that first down. But this play is won or lost by the big guys up front. They're the ones who need to get off the snap on time, get leverage on the defender, and create the space needed for the quarterback to pick up the first down. This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
On second down, here's Penix. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
Mike, this isn't real complicated. You're just not going to win a lot of NFL games when you continue to give up sacks at the rate that they are. I mean, this is just a complete disaster for this offensive line, and if they don't get it fixed, this game could be a runaway.
From the gun, here is Penix. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is fourth down. The Falcons send their punting unit out. They're forced to punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. The lead is 5 as they're going to start with this first down. The coverage right there, and it drops away. Incomplete. Jalen Naylor was the intended receiver that time. It's second down. Up to throw is McCarthy. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete. Oh, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10. He'll get this over the middle to Jefferson. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. It'll be a punt coming up for the Vikings, as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Falcons offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. London brought in motion. Off the play fake, here's the lefty Penix. A throw on the move is caught. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. A gain of 14. Good for a quick 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
That penalty is declined.
Throwing now, Penix on 1st down. Over the middle, that's his tight end, Pitts. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. That one good for 26 yards. So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it, and he'll force his way forward, maybe a yard. 2nd down coming up.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You could see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
A gift, and here comes Robinson. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
5 yards on the play, and it's 3rd down.
Noise reverberating off the roof. Very loud before 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. He pulls it in around the 5. And he'll take this one in. Great London. Touchdown Atlanta. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead.
Like, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. There, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
The Falcons will line up for the two-point conversion.
Looking to throw, it's Penix. And that is incomplete. They get the touchdown, take the lead, but it remains a one-point game. So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown, time to kick it back the other way. This taken at the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Looking to throw, McCarthy. A short one taken by Hawkinson. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Here is 2nd and 7.
The 29-yard line.
From the gun, here's McCarthy. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. They cannot stop him. That's 13 catches in the game. That one for a first down.
All right, this is a good start. Plays like these are definitely going to help as you work your way into scoring range. While you have to be wary of the clock and keep an eye on it, they should have plenty of time here to finish this drive.
They'll run with Jones. And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. Get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to go in this one. Here comes 2nd down. To throw, it's McCarthy. This one brought in by Hawkinson. And a good job rallying to the football. Hoping just a gain of a yard sets up 3rd down.
A gain of 1 brings up 3rd and 12.
Here's McCarthy. Pass to the left side and taken in by Jefferson. That's a second charge timeout for Minnesota. And they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
He'll go right back to Jefferson. They connect again.
The receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Now, timeout called. Let's see, you're looking at a long field goal drive from here. This might be one final heave to the end zone. So now, a big spot coming here. This to win the game. Now a timeout, Atlanta. That's their first. So now, out comes the field goal unit in this pressure spot. This one he's gotta have. And this one running out of steam. Not enough leg to get there. No good. So it's a win for the visiting Falcons. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that was the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Minneapolis.